Hey ladies, what's up, y'all? It is me, Rachel L. Proctor, and I want to welcome you guys to the very first video of the Finish Strong Mentorship and Accountability Group. This has been such a long journey, and it's been a dream of mine for for so many years, to form this for you guys, and so God really pressed upon my heart to go ahead and get this thing up and going for the last quarter of 2016. Can y'all believe 2016 is like almost over? Like, I could not believe I looked up and it was just October 1st, and now it's like already about to be the middle of October. So yeah, we got work to do because this year is not waiting on nobody, and I know you guys are ready to achieve your goals that you have for yourself. So who am I? If you don't already know who I am, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Rachel L. Proctor, and I am a couple of things. The first thing being, I'm an entrepreneur. I guess maybe what you could call a serial entrepreneur. I have several businesses, several companies. One of the first businesses that I ever had, and that I was ever a part of. It wasn't really mine to begin with. It's a family-owned business. We have a child care center, and I've been working in that business since I was about 14 years old. I was 14, 15, making payroll and doing everything. I actually have never worked in corporate America. I just realized that this year. I have never ever worked in corporate America. Like, I have no frame of reference for what goes on in corporate America because we've always had businesses. My dad has always had that here, and so we've always done that. So entrepreneurship is something that is in my blood. It's something that I really love. I love to not only run businesses myself, but I love to teach and help other people that are aspiring entrepreneurs to start their own companies, to start their own businesses. And so that's something that I really love to talk about. I love to talk about business. I love to talk about dreams. I love to talk about or talk with people that are goal getters and goal diggers, and people that are really going after something more in life. I'm also a speaker, and I'm a two-time author. I have one book that I released back in February, May. Anyway, my best year ever. And it is 12 lessons to help you make this year to remember. Again, that's my best year ever. 12 lessons to help you make this a year to remember. And it is my very first book, and it is just what it says. It's 12 different lessons. They're life lessons that I learned. They're personal lessons to me that are personal to my life that I've learned, where I share biblical insight as well as just natural insight on helping women. Book is written to women from a coaching perspective. I'll use just to help you guys deal with different issues that you will encounter. And you can actually still get that book. It's on Amazon, of course, and you can also order it from my website, and that would be an autographed copy at mybestyeareverbook.com. Again, mybestyeareverbook.com, and you can get that there. I also have a journal that I just put out, and not just a journal, but it is an action guide, and I'm actually using it now for this video to take my notes in. But anyway, it is sorry y'all, there's kind of a glare there, but it is the My To Achieve list, plan your day and conquer your year action guide and journal, written by none other than myself. And it is as you can see, my journal gets used quite a bit. It is a action guide and journal, and so the first part of it is several lessons, and this is one of the pages that got scratched out. But it is a action guide, and it's a journal that helps you to plan, develop planning strategies, but it also gives you insight on how to know your season and where you are to be effective in your planning. Because if you don't really know what season you're in, or if you're not operating in the right season of life, your planning could be poisonous. Because you're not planning for the right season and you're not moving in God's timing. So a lot of times we wonder why we're not as effective as we could be. It's because we're not in the right season and we're not moving with God's timing. And so that book talks a lot about how to do that. And also it's got about 150 pages so for you to take notes, whatever you want to do with it. But it's a pretty fun little journal, and we've had a lot of great feedback about this journal as well. You can actually get that off my website as well, or I will actually put the link to purchase this in the notes here on, I think I'm going to post this on YouTube, so I'll probably have it in the notes there, but I'll also put it in the email I'll send to you guys, as well as the notes on the Facebook post. And last but not least, did I say I was a speaker? Well, and a coach? If not, there you have it. The last thing, I am actually an elected official. I'm an elected official. I don't really go by the term politician. I don't really believe I identify with, and I know politician is just a term, but I think it's a term that has grown to have a negative connotation. And so I don't really identify with most politicians, but I believe that I'm elected. I don't believe God so much into our politics, but he did create government, and so I consider myself a public servant. And I'm actually my official title, my official capacity, I'm a mayor pro tem of the city of DeSoto, Texas. And so it's a little suburb right outside of Dallas, Texas, about 52,000 people. So I am the mayor pro tem here, and I've been on council since 2013. So I've been in the game a little bit of time. But anyway, that's not why we're here today. So we're going to talk about planning your day. And this is really not really meant for you to just do everything that I do, but this is some of the things that I do in the morning, my morning routine, because I believe how you start your day is so critical to the success of your day. Many of us can't really figure out why sometimes our days get derailed, or we just don't really get as much done in a day as we could get done in a day. And this is what I want to share with you guys. And so one of the first things that I do, I have some little notes here, but one of the first things that I do in the morning is I try to get up by 5 a.m. And I say try because I don't always get up at 5. It just depends. Life happens. So I don't want you guys to feel like this is something that every single day is going to be like this, because sometimes we really are harder on ourselves than we have to be. I know life happens. There are reasons why you may not be feeling well, or you just may be tired, and sometimes you need to rest in. But most of the days during the week, Monday through Friday, I try to get up at 5 a.m. Now that means the night before I can't go to bed at 3 a.m. and think I'm going to be able to get up at 5 a.m. So I've had to kind of go through some I had to have a little come to Jesus meeting with myself, because I am a night owl. I'm officially a night owl. If you look up the word night owl in the dictionary, you will see my picture. Night owl, because I'm just a night owl. That's just how I am. So I had to start making some intentional moves to be able to shut it down, to shut my mind down, to start doing some different things to allow me to rest and get in bed at least by 10 most nights, and try to do that. But the trade-off for that is that getting up earlier actually allows me to do more before noon. And so a lot of the things that I was staying up later to do, I get those done earlier. So it's kind of a trade-off with that. So I try to get up at least by 5 a.m. And of course that means to set an alarm. I know some people that say, well, set your alarm and put it across the room. Those are different tips. I don't necessarily do that. My alarm is on my phone, and my phone is right by my bed, and it works for me. But I know some people that say that in order to actually get out of the bed. Now, I will tell you this, getting up at 5 o'clock, it is not easy. It's not going to be an easy task. Now, you may be one of those people that are naturally energetic in the morning. I'm not one of those people. So if I know that I have made a commitment to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and that's what a commitment is, it's a decision you make. There is no rocket science to commitment. A lot of people are saying, well, how do I become more committed? You choose to be more committed. It's pretty darn simple. It's a choice that you make. And so a lot of mornings when I'm really not feeling it, and I know that I'm not trying to get up out of my warm bed or whatever, I have to literally just get up. I don't linger. I don't think about it. I don't ponder on it. I just get out of the bed, cut the lights on, go in the bathroom, and And one of the first things that I do is take a big drink of water. I keep this filter bottle. It's like this little pink thing is like a filter on the bottom of the bottle or whatever, on the straw rather. And I actually keep this in my bathroom and I fill it up. So it's always filled up with water. But I take a big gulp of water in the morning. I usually will drink, if it's full, I usually will drink to about half there without stopping. Because what happens is, as you're sleeping throughout the night, your body is dehydrating. And so it kind of, to drink that water jump starts your system and all that good stuff. And so I generally drink a big gulp of water in the morning. So there you have it. And another thing that I do as soon as I wake up is I'm very big on affirmations and the power of your words. And so I will read my affirmations. I actually keep my affirmations. This is my cell phone, y'all. I actually keep my affirmations on as a date on my calendar. So like here is it's actually Wednesday, October 12th. So my car insurance payment is due. I have 16 other reminders, but if you can see right there, read, believe my affirmations at 6 a.m. So I have it set for 6 a.m., but usually I'm up at 5 a.m. And I will read them. And so I have them all written out here in there. These are all the things that I will read out to myself. I don't know why this seems so long. Yeah, anyway, I will read those, and that's what I'll do. I'll read them, and I will believe them. And like I said, I believe that how you frame your day with whether that's with your words, whether that's with your thoughts, is very important. So after that, one of the things that I will do is I will pray, or either I'll read a book, or read a portion of a book that I'm reading. If I'm not studying right now, I'm in ministry school at my church. I attend the Potter's House, and so I'm in ministry school, and we're actually in the middle of our preaching practicums, and I actually did my first preaching practicum Tuesday night. And I did well. I think I did very well. I received some very positive feedback from the elders there at the church. And so if I'm not studying particularly for that or for something else, then I will read some sort of a book. One book that I recommend to read on a consistent basis, because there are a lot of books that I will reread. One book is The Prayer of Jabez. And is that book in here? I cannot think of the author's name. And I read it all the time. And another book, but it's The Prayer of Jabez. It's that little bitty, it's a small little book. It's a tan cover book. Lord have mercy. I'm tempted to, well, I won't do that. Anyway, it's The Prayer of Jabez. I don't know if there are too many of them, but it's been a bestseller and all that stuff. So if you Google it or look for it on Amazon, I'm sure you'll be able to find it. It's the little bitty book. It's only like about 80 pages maybe, but it's like this big. It's not a huge book. Or I'll read Command Your Morning by Cindy Trim, is a really good book. Or otherwise, I will pray. I will have my prayer time, and I will read some Bible scriptures. If you are on any of my Periscopes, y'all know what my Bible looks like. It's all tabbed up and marked up and all that stuff. So I will pick some of the promises to read, just to recite. Again, just to kind of get me in the right frame of mind. Sometimes I will even journal as well. But one of the key things that I do, and I want to kind of get to this, and this may be for another video, because I don't want this video to be super long, but I will write out my goals. So I actually have 8 goals that I have. Some of them are for my property management company. I have set some goals. Others are for one of my books that I'm planning to release next year. The others are for some of my speaking goals, and some of them are just some personal goals that I have. But I have 8 total that I write out every morning, and this is just a regular wide rule notebook, and I have goals written on it right there. So y'all, I'm telling y'all, it does not have to be fancy. Like, it's not meant to be fancy. It's meant to keep them in front of you and keep them front of mind before you start your day. What are your goals? What are you working towards? Some people do vision boards. That's fine. I think, like I said, vision boards are good, but again, vision boards are just pictures on a board, on a poster board, if you don't really know the action that's it's going to take behind them, or the meaning or the motives behind the things you put on your vision board. Again, I think that's going to have to be for another video, because I think it'll go too long. But I write out my goals here. As you can see, I will pretty much just write them here, and I will date them. See, dating, that's August 31st. So I have some financial goals. That's, what is that, September 8th or something like that. So yeah, basically they're just the same goals rewritten every single morning. And I've rewritten these goals for the last couple of months. And so basically I know them by heart. Like, I don't have to look, at the page to see, okay, what was goal number 4? Like, I know them because I write them every day. And I'm not saying that that's a magic formula to achieving your goals, but what it does help me do is to remind me of what my goals are. And so the next thing that I will do is I will start planning out my day. I will start planning out how I'm going to spend the next 24 hours of my life. Like, we can make year-long plans and annual plans and 5-year plans, but do you make a daily plan? And that's what the journal that I was telling y'all, the My To Achieve List journal, that's what it talks about, is the importance of planning your day and telling time what you needed to do. Sometimes we just leave things up to chance, or feel like maybe somebody else is planning for the day, or just hoping things will fall into place, and that is not good. Like, just like you do a budget with your money, you have to tell every dollar where you need it to go. That's the same thing you have to do with time, because guess what? Time is moving. Time is moving very fast, as we can see with this year, whether you are spending it purposefully or whether you're wasting it and idling. Time is moving. And if you do not tell time what to do, if you do not have a plan, time will become your enemy. And so you need to plan out your day. And one of the things really quickly that I recommend for planning out your day is to do the biggest, grisliest thing first before 12 o'clock. Try to knock that out before 12. I know we all have those things that we have to get done. They have to be done, but we don't love doing them. So a lot of times we procrastinate around them. But I've learned that if I can put that as a priority on my plan for that day to do that, then it's not looming over my head for the rest of the day. I knock it out, and then I'm able to kind of go free, I guess, to kind of do the other things that I'd rather be doing, or some of the things that aren't as gross to do. So I try to knock the biggest thing out that I know I need to go ahead and get done. May not want to do it, but it's got to get done. Try to get that done before 12 o'clock each day. And so, of course, we know that stuff happens, life happens, emergencies happen, things happen. I had that happen to me the other week. I lost a family friend, as well as one of my employees, one of my staff members, or team members, as I rather prefer to call them. One of the team members at my child care center got a cancer diagnosis. And so that threw my whole day off, because, I don't look at my employees as just employees. My employees are family, and they're a vital part of my success. We couldn't do what we do without them. So, yeah, some things had to be moved around. Some things had to be shuffled around. That's why it's important that you leave margin in your day to be able to maneuver those things and to leave room for life to happen. So, yeah, you're not going to stack like 50 to 100 things in one day. Maybe 3 to 4 things that you know that you have to get done within a day is good. Yeah, so again, I think we're going to have to go into that a little bit deeper in another video. But and you may be asking, why don't I plan my day out the night before? Because it just seems logical to do that, because I do believe you should get as much done so that you're not having to make decisions in real time in the morning. So such as what you're going to wear, or what you're going to eat for breakfast, or if you work out, what are you going to wear to the gym, or whatever. I think, yeah, get that stuff out the night before. If you have kids, that's a whole nother video too. I don't have kids, so that's not something that I have to focus on. But if you have kids, like I said, it's going to be different for everybody, because everybody's situation is different. But I don't plan my day. I don't plan the day for the next day out the night before because I like to rest. And what I've noticed is when I used to plan my day out the night before, I spent the whole night not resting, but I spent the night rehearsing everything I had to do the next day. So what I like to do is I like to wipe the slate clean, so to speak, the night before through prayer, Bible reading, whatever, meditating, just relaxing and clearing my mind to calm my brain down so that I can rest. I kind of shut it off. And then I like to plan for the day of that morning, because that's why I get up at 5 a.m. And you may have to recognize that it's going to take you changing your schedule too, getting up a little bit earlier to get that stuff in that you need to get in, to get those extra hours that you need to get done. But I guarantee you'll start to see more and start getting more out of your day when you do that. So absolutely. That's the thing. So I don't plan the night before. I plan the day of or the morning of, to be able to not be rehearsing that plan as I'm laying in my bed. So yeah. Again, I don't exercise. I need to. I need to start. I know. No, don't email me. No nasty stuff. I know I do, but again, that's if you are an exercise person, or if you're trying to fit that in, then definitely that's going to be something for you to consider when you're mapping out your morning routine and figuring out what your morning routine needs to look like in order for you to have the most productive day. But again, one of the things that I had to do, if you are like me and you are not a morning person naturally, and you don't spring up out of bed, I had to stop saying I wasn't a morning person. Like, I used to joke about that. I would be like, "Oh, girl, I'm not a morning person. Just whatever. It is what it is. I'm just not wired like that." I had to quit speaking that stuff out of my mouth, and I had to tell myself that I could make the changes that I needed to make if I wanted to bad enough. And I had to keep in mind that I had some pretty lofty goals and a lot of things that I wanted to get done, and I wasn't able to actually see those things get done or actually achieve those things because I needed to make some changes in my daily habits. And if I wanted to do that, then I would do what I needed to do, and I would commit, and I would make the choice to do those things. If not, I would just keep making excuses like I'm not a morning person. And so I had to stop making those excuses, and I just had to do it. And I did it gradually. I didn't start with 5 o'clock. I started with 6 o'clock, and I think I started at 7 o'clock. But I had to again start gradually shutting down earlier and finding ways to shut my brain off so that I wouldn't be up thinking about this and doing that. And I had to be intentional about the change because, I believe we're world changers. I believe that we literally can change the world. And your world may be changing your apartment complex or your job, your department at your job. But when you touch one person, that one person could go on to touch 1,000 people, and that 1,000 people could go on to touch millions. And so literally you can change the world. But you can't change the world if you're not willing to change what time you get up in the morning. You just can't do it. You just can't do it. So yeah, one of the last things, I said that, but yeah, you got to really figure out what works for you. But again, I talk more about that as far as planning your day and just all of sorts of insightful things. So the To Achieve journal is not a planner like with calendar days and some sort of a project management tool. That is not what it is. It is more so applicable, biblical types of advice and strategies that I share with you as far as planning your day and making those changes that you need to make, whether that's getting out of overwhelm if you're already overwhelmed, just how to look at time differently, and things that you need to tell yourself and things that you need to know in order to start making the changes that you need. Because I think sometimes we overcomplicate time management. And that was my goal for this book. I didn't want to overcomplicate time management. Will it be easy to make the changes? No, not always. No, it's not going to be easy at all. And I'm not here, even in this mentorship group, I'm not here to give you any shortcuts. I don't have any shortcuts. There are no shortcuts. So if you're waiting for me to do a video to tell you, surprise, you know, this is the easy route. You won't get one of those videos here. But I am here to encourage you as you go along on your journey. Even when things do get hard, I'm here to encourage you to know that you can make it through those times and that you can make the changes necessary to live your dreams and to achieve your dreams and to achieve extraordinary things. And it doesn't have to take you your entire life. Like, I think when you really make up in your mind that you want to do more and that you want to do the right things and that you really want to live out your calling, I believe that God honors those commitments. And I've seen God expedite a lot of his blessings and expedite the plans when I just simply made up in my mind to commit to those things. And so I think God can do that for you too. And so that's what the purpose of the group is. It's just to form a sisterhood, a mentorship. I'm telling y'all, when I post those rules, we will have absolutely no negativity allowed. If you know me, I'm all about being positive. My outlook on life is positive. I believe there's enough negativity in the world, and the Finish Strong Mentorship and Accountability Group will not be one of those places. So if you're joining with the wrong impression, if you think you're going to wild out on people and this is a sisterhood. We're here. This is going to be a safe landing place for any woman who has goals, who has dreams. And that's exactly the way that God gave it to me. That's the vision he gave to me. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So again, I want you guys to let me know what you guys want to talk about next in the next video. Again, I think I'm going to do a video to expand further on how to set your goals, how to choose your goals, how do you do that as far as the goals that you'll be writing out each morning. And I think I will do a video on that. And also, I want to remind you guys that if you are watching this video from your email and you are not a part of the Facebook group yet, please click on the link. I'm sure I probably included a link in the email for you to join the Facebook group. So if you're on Facebook, I know that everybody, you know, there's that 1 or 2 people that's still not on Facebook. We praying for y'all. No, I'm joking. But yeah, there's a few people that have even reached out to me, you know, even as of, you know, earlier today, that are not on Facebook. So we get that. So you guys will get all the content. But if you are on Facebook and you're not in the group, please request to be added to the group and we will add you as soon as possible. Generally, we get them all in about 24 hours, but, you know, it shouldn't take any longer than 48 hours, but we just say just for kicks, give us at least 48 hours. But generally, we do them within the hour, just depending on what's going on. But, yeah, so let me know what you guys want to talk about. You can either write that in the comment section. If you're on YouTube, there's a comment section also in the Facebook group, and that's where we like to keep the comments. So if you're on YouTube, I guess you could leave a comment, but we prefer to, like I said, leave the comments in the Facebook group so that the group members can, you know, benefit from that conversation versus the conversations being everywhere. So I take that back. Don't leave your comments here on YouTube. Yeah, leave them in the comments in the Facebook group. Or if you're not in the Facebook group, there is a link, and I'll include that in the email as well, to the Google form that you can submit a question. I'll be doing a video every Monday. It'll be our Motivation Monday video. I am restoring Monday's good name. I'm telling y'all have given Mondays a bad name. And I am here to restore the reputation of Mondays. So what I'm going to do is do a Motivation Monday video every Monday, but it will be to answer you all's questions as far as me being your mentor, questions that you have for me, whether that's questions about your faith, whether that's questions about life, love, or business. Faith, life, love, or business. So you can submit a question through that Google Drive. Please be sure to give me some context around your question. I know sometimes it's a genuine question, but don't just put, how do I find my purpose? Give me some context around it, because that's a broad a very, very, very broad question. So kind of let me know where you are in your journey. If that is your question and you really do want to know your purpose, but kind of let me know where you are in your journey, some things you actually tried to discover your purpose and maybe it didn't work for you, so you're still kind of back at that same place. Let me know a little bit about you and that so that I can kind of answer questions. Now, questions that are off topic that are submitted, or questions that I don't really necessarily feel would benefit the actual mentorship group, we probably will not address those at this time. Maybe for later. I am considering doing a podcast, so we may hold those questions off for that. But yeah, so I want you guys to be very active and participate in the group. And this video is I think I'm done for today. This video went a little bit longer, a lot longer than I wanted it to go, but I think it was necessary because this is our first video, so I'll give myself a pass on that one. But ladies, I hope you guys have a phenomenal day. Thank you again for joining the group. I am so honored that you guys would even join the group. And so I'm excited about it. If you have a sister friend that you feel would benefit from being a part of this mentorship group, please share the link with her. It is www.rachellproctor.com/finish strong. And that's it. Well, all right, ladies, I'm signing off, and I will chat with y'all later on today. Have a blessed day. Bye.